not getting anything yet. Oh, if anybody's here, hello. Let me check back here. Nope, no one's here yet. That's fine. There we go. That's fine. A couple things together here. Oh, if anybody's here, hello. Let me check back here. Hey, Dacian, what's up, man? It's good. It's good. What's up with you, man? It's good to see you. Bet it's pretty late Wednesday evening there, I imagine. Right? Got to put another tongue oil finish on this and then fix the case a little bit. But welcome back, man. Welcome back. Good to see you. Glad to see you in the room. I got to remember that with tongue oil and linseed oil too, but with tongue oil, let me turn that microphone too so it's facing me. With tongue oil, which is what I used on this, you got to do several applications. So we're going to do some, just a little light sanding on here. This is 180 grit. Don't want to hit that leather with it though. In case this is your first time here, this is like a hewing hatchet that's meant for bark, right? It's made out of spring steel, and the handle is ash, and I used a squirrel to, this is leather that I made from a squirrel and put a baseball stitch on there. So this is a really nice piece. I'm still fine-tuning it. I haven't used it yet to harvest bark yet. The time for that is coming soon, for sure. I gotta adjust this sheath now because a big piece of metal came off. If you were there that day, it was ground from here. This is just enrichment. This used to be attached to this, right? But there was delam right here, delamination there. So we had to remove this bit from it. So because of that, the sheath is a little bit oversized. The strap used to be too big. The strap is made out of raccoon leather, by the way. The strap used to be too big, but we resized the strap. Now the strap's the right size. Now I gotta take this and put another saddle stitch right here. Saddle stitch right here. And that'll tighten up the sheath on there. And I might remove the material from the bottom after that, or I might leave it. But welcome to Dad's Workshop. My name is Calvin. You are here with me working on this spring steel bark hatchet that I have here. We'll call it a spring steel hewing hatchet because you are kind of hewing with it, but a little too small to do any decent hewing. And the handle was finished using there's a couple different names for this process where you use the tannins to darken the wood to an ash color. Yeah, thank you, thank you. This is raccoon leather here, and this is deer hide. So we got two different types of leather. The raccoon leather is really nice. Very, very kind of sad that so many animals are like I think they like incinerate them, you know, every year because they get picked up off the roads and stuff like that. But they make a really nice leather, is what I've discovered. Now let me get a little bit of tongue oil, and I'm gonna actually condition this leather here with this right here, which is a beeswax and coconut oil and a bunch of other peppermint oil and all these other oils. I'm going to put that on this handle too. Then I got to resize this. I can get into other stuff later, but I also brought my apron. I've almost finished my apron, right? So here it is right here. So this is a handmade leather apron that we made here at Dad's workshop. Some stitching I could probably do again, and then some things I need to add. I got some straps that I'm going to put on here, and the straps I also need to sew on. The neck strap here is incorrect on this side, so some stuff there. But I'm glad you could come through. Cut some more straps for my members. Shout out to all my members. Shani said, I came to drop a like. You have wonderful stuff. People like and subscribe. Thank you, Shani. Yeah. So Dacian also asked, what are you working on there? Are you polishing up the handle? Yes. So I'm going to put some tongue oil on this handle here. And I'm also going to, and thanks for stopping by, Shani. Appreciate you. I'm going to put some tongue oil on the handle. I'm going to put some of this stuff on the leather here. And then I'm going to fix the sheath. That's three of the things that I need to do. I need to make the sheath smaller. So I need to put a top stitch right here. Not a top stitch. That's what it looks like. A saddle stitch across the bottom here. So thanks for coming. Hope you stick around. You know, it's always, we understand people got to come and go at will. We're going to go ahead and I'm going to put some stuff on the leather to start this, because I don't want to put a lot of tongue oil, and this is kind of cold from being outside, so I'm going to emulsify this in my hand here. Like I said, this is like a beeswax. It's got like a bunch of other oils in it, but it's a thick oil at room temperature, which is okay for a grip like this. A handle like this is going to add some extra protection to that leather, and I've already applied it a couple times and the leather has absorbed it. So we're just going to apply some of that before I do the tongue oil. Very satisfying. Not a big job, that, right? And then that'll protect the handle as the grip of the handle as I apply tongue oil to the handle. Y'all can probably see how that just added a whole bunch of luster to the leather there. Same thing with this though. Let me go ahead and treat this too. The sheath, if I'm doing this, I should do it again here, emulsify the oil in my hand. And we'll apply that to the leather components of the sheath as well. The whole purpose of this hatchet, besides using it for bark, is durability too. So you want the hatchet is made out of spring steel, so it basically won't break under most circumstances. You know, it can handle a hit with some metal and so forth. Dacian said, I picked up the anvil and I've told you about, tinkered for a while, hammered a little, felt nice. Asked my father, turns out my grandfather bought it way back in 1968. Yeah, man, the anvil's probably kind of hard to get rid of, right? Tammy, welcome. New member, Tammy. Thanks for being here. Right now, Tammy, I'm just conditioning this leather sheath that we made for this this little hatchet here. I did the handle grip, and then I kind of forgot to do the the sheath part. But what I'm gonna do now that I've done that, is I'm gonna put some tung oil here. I'm gonna give it a little bit, just a bit more of a little sand. Now it has that weathered look, but that's on purpose, right? That's part of the process of applying that oak gall stuff that I told you about. So we're gonna put a little bit of we could do that too, but I think that's not a bad idea if it thawed. I have a couple little pieces of this leather that I've been soaking in oak galls, right? So it's turned black, right? I believe the process is called ebonization. There's a couple different names for this process where you're turning things to a gray or black color. In this case, the ash is being turned to it's like a grayish. So I'm gonna do that, and since I might as well do that again, have it accessible. Get the handle out. And I get so involved in my projects that I forget to I gotta make sure that I completely finish these things, like all of the finishing of the axe, like sharpening. It's almost sharp. I should really get that done too, so it's a functional tool. It's pretty close. You can already see those lines coming out in there. It's acting on tannins. Either there's tannins in the wood or there's tannins in the liquid, and that's the process that you're seeing happening right there. Tammy said, "Hi everyone. Thanks for chiming in, Tammy. We're glad to have you in here today. Thanks for being here." All right. On to the next thing, which is real tiny bit of tung oil here with some mineral spirits in it to thin it up. I think it's child-proof so that I can't open it. Let me make sure it's so. I got it. Gotta get 2 rotations on there. 2 rotations on that. Wow, look at how dark that color is, man. I can really use that. I'm gonna use that. Those oak galls, man. I'm gonna use those to dye some of this buckskin I have. That is a nice dark color. It just took a long time. That's the only problem. Tung oil. Kind of 50-50. I eyeballed it. It's a petroleum distillate, so not my favorite thing to use, the mineral spirits, but it's gonna get. This isn't a food safe item, so we're not really worried about that at this juncture. I do have citrus solvent that I sometimes. Let me put gloves on for this. Oh, that's part of the rack from. Ugh, I need to get mineral spirits in my mouth. That rack came from. That antler came from this deer right here. See that? You can't even see the whole thing. This skin right here is a huge animal, like over 250 pounds. This was just half of its antler. Obviously, part of the other one's been processed into different things. But it was killed on the road, man. It got hit in its head by a car. It had head trauma. It's a good story, you asked. You can see, I didn't kill this animal, just so y'all know. and I'm not trying to gross you out. This is educational. I believe, and I'm not a vet, nor am I some sort of animal coroner, but this antler burr, this is part skull right here. This antler burr broke off at the skull. The skull was fractured around this antler burr. So that means that most likely whatever struck this deer, you know, struck it on the antler. And if you look at the other antler, you'll see that there's a big scrape where it may have hit the road, basically on this tip, on the equivalent tip here on the other side. So this was hit by probably a big vehicle, because then it went boom, it toppled this whole deer over. And this deer could have killed someone if it went through their windshield for sure. But I believe what the death blow was for the deer was that somebody hit it right in this antler with a big vehicle, probably a tractor trailer or something like that. So yeah, that's that antler. Beautiful antler, beautiful animal too. Let me tell you, absolutely stunning animal. I have pictures of it. He was a big old beautiful buck. Wasn't his fault. Good question, man. Get me yakking in here. Otto Anderson, welcome. Thanks for popping in the chat. My name is Calvin, by the way. This is Dad's Workshop. And what is your name? I would love to know your name. Why don't you pop in the chat and tell us your name or say hello. We're friendly here, I promise. We're not negative. We only are negative when we have to be. We're very welcoming people here. We don't bite for the most part. Right? I don't want to get a lot of this tongue oil. I don't want to get tongue oil on this leather, really. I'm trying to keep the mineral spirits and stuff off my hands. I really don't need an incredible amount of this here. I thinned it out a lot. Ash doesn't like to take it in very well, so I thin it quite a bit. The tannins in the deer leather, the tannin liquor that I make, have started to affect my skin to where I can't even handle chemicals now. Like I gotta wear gloves to handle basic stuff. It's unfortunate. I think I could have probably prevented that if I wore elbow gloves from the beginning. But you live and you learn, and sometimes you don't get a second chance. Oh yeah, knife handles. If you're allowed to, are you guys allowed to receive antler over there? I can let you know what the shipping cost is, kind of approximately, to ship you some antler, and then find out if you are allowed to receive antler in Turkey, or if that's illegal, if they would stop that at the gate. It shouldn't be something they'd stop. I don't think there's anything toxic that could be transferred by the antler. But I'd be happy to send you something for just the cost of shipping, Dacian, since you've been so supportive of the program. I don't know if I can send you that whole piece. I think this would be hard to ship. But I know what you want is mostly in here, you know. What you want is like right here, right? You let me know. We'll talk about it, man. I'll work with you. We talked about this the other day. And you know how to do it. I'm not going to teach you how to do the blacksmithing part, but like this handle, this part right here would make a sweet handle. Put your tank straight down in there, and you have your antler cut off here, or go that far, and this is just your grip right here. Cut off the skull, obviously, and the antler burr would be where your ferrule would go if you need a ferrule. I don't even know if you need those on an antler handle. Yeah, pretty sweet, man. Pretty sweet. That already sunk in, so I'm gonna put a little more on there. I'll work with you, man. Let me yeah, check it out, and you know, we'll see what we can do there. There may be laws in Turkey about importing antlers. If not, like I said, we'll see what we can do here. So we just put that, and you can see this has been treated with, you know, tannins. I used oak galls here. This is oak gall to get that, to bring out that the ash kind of grayish black color in the grain. This is a squirrel that I put on here. This is almost the entire squirrel hide, so you can kind of get an idea of how big a squirrel's hide is, to be somewhat educational. And this is part of a raccoon, so we have 3 different animals worth of leather on this. And this is squirrel, this is raccoon, and that's deer. This is spring steel. And the idea is for this to actually chop bark off of trees, keep the trees alive. You know, in the forest that I have a forest that I can access, private land. There is a way to do it that's a little safer for the tree. I can hack some of the bark off and use it to tan, and keep going with that. Yeah. So, welcome to Dad's Workshop. Next thing I need to do, I think I've done all that blah bitty blah blah. I probably could use a little bit. I could do a little sharpening on this blade. I need to do that as well. You know, I will tell you though, Daisy, and I don't know how long you've been in this live stream community. It takes everybody forever to ship things. So I'm just gonna be honest. Like, I've been telling Mike, I haven't yet to ship him something, and then, like, when we say we're gonna ship something, it usually takes us forever. And this is my friends on here too. Most of them. No offense to any of them. And I don't blame them, because it takes me forever too. We parlay on it for a long time. You know, so it's crazy, but. Yeah, we're going to do the best we can here. I need my reading glasses on for this bit here. I'm just going to leave the gloves on because I'm going to have to handle hides here in a second anyway. Some English to this, man. Trying to get that back plate kind of flat. So there's a twist to it, right? I'm not even worried about the blade that much. I want to get this thing true so I can shout out to Nathaniel, wherever you're at, man, for all your tips on axe. I am taking that advice. What's the chat say? Oh man, you're so polite, Dacian. Yeah. Well, we'll find out, man. There's no use in no harm in finding out, dude. You know. I imagine there's not a lot of, I don't know, how much hunting is there in Turkey? They allow y'all to hunt there and, you know, take deer and stuff like that? No, not advocating that for anybody. I'm not going to play the politics game, but I know there are some countries where, you know, they're limited permits. Some countries, what do we got here? What? What was that? Oh my God. Oh, wow. Yeah, well, I'm gonna send you some antler, man. I'm gonna send you some antler, I think, dude. Um, I want to take my gloves off for that, dude. I want to take my gloves off for that. Man. That's what I'm talking about, folks. Look at that. Look at that love, man. Sweet. What can I say? Positive vibes, dude. Positive vibes. I'm gonna do a little drum roll. Sorry, audience, but you guys are gonna have to tolerate it. That's a lot of memberships, man. It's a lot of memberships. Wow. Shout out to Dacian, man, over in Turkey, doing it. Let me get this drum over here. Everything stops when that happens, man. Everything stops. Put everything to a halt. Everybody stop. Stop everything. Stop. Stop. Stop everything. Stop everything, dude. Let me do a little bit of a... Where's my other dowel rod? Just the tradition, as everybody knows, there's a tradition on here on Dad's Workshop. When we get gift memberships, we roll. So... $50 gift memberships. What? What? One more roll. That wasn't as good. It's Fort Sondo. Man, I'm so thankful, man. Thank you so much. Dacian over there in Turkey. Shout out. We're going to get you a piece of antler over there. We're going to get you a piece of antler. Wow. I'm humbled. Thank you so much, Dacian. I can't thank you enough. Let me bring this thing back up here. Put this sheath back on. So the next job I really should do, guys, is that I need to put another stitch in here. Thanks again to Dacian. I'm gonna be saying this all day. I want to get my finger on the chat here. Dacian, new member, friend of the program, instant friend of the program. So thank you to all those folks. Professor Rusty's a member now. I'm looking at the members that are all up in here now. Some folks I am familiar with. Gundog, we know Gundog. Shout out to all these people too. Guy Sorenko, I remember him. Yeah. Some of these folks, they pop in or they're in the gallery. Miss Heather, what? Miss Heather got a membership. Miss Heather finally got a membership. KIV Steel, that's Ivan. Jason Carroll, man, look at that. That's crazy, dude. That's crazy. What did he say? Tremendous thank you from the both of us. That's no small thing over here. Big thank you. Yeah. Tammy also asked if you're going to use the axe. Yeah, I was going to use the axe. To remove bark. This is going to be a barking axe. Man, that's what I'm talking about. Woohoo! Man. Dacian, man, for the win. Big time, dude. Big time. We're gonna get you some antler. I wonder if I'm calm enough to sew. If I should bring out my Actually, I'm probably calm enough to sew. Now, I want to do it with the actual axe and the thing because I think it'll act like a stitching pony if I put it up here. I'm gonna do basically, and I've got a little glare in my eye here. What I'm basically gonna do is a saddle stitch here and just put another second seam here, and then I can remove what's down there. Shout out in case you just got in here. Dacian dropped us Dad's Workshop with a huge gift of 50 memberships, ladies and gentlemen. 50 memberships. Yesterday he hit us with I believe it was 20 memberships. So 70 members are brand new to the channel. If you're new, pop in here. We'll do a members only chat tomorrow. So all of those folks can come in here and meet with each other. I know some people are busy. That's the reason they haven't popped in a minute. But big thanks to Dacian here for his, and I can call, I want to make sure I call him by the name he wants. You want me to call you Emre, or do you want me to call you Dacian? Because Dacian was what you came in with, so I practiced that. So I just want to make sure I call you by the right name. And yeah, Tammy, sorry I didn't answer your question right away there. Wow, I'm beside myself. I just want to make sure that I'm appreciative enough. Also, we keep it moving here. These are two camo straps that Heather basically, we took this from a couple of pairs of like Walmart camouflage jeans here. This is going to be the straps around my apron, starting from the side there and going around the back. Yeah, so I know Dacian, so I'll go with Dacian if you're okay with that. Yeah. But as you see, his membership name, Emre. So, man, big time friend of this program right here. We need friends. This is a social thing here. So, wow. I'm so humbled by that. Now let's get some stitches out and do some leather work in the name of that awesome gift that keeps us going here on this channel. Wow. Amazing. Another thing is thanks to all the members. I have recently stated that if you want giveaway items like scraps of leather, we have some Dad's Workshop, like special Dad's Workshop 3D printed keychains. We got all of this stuff, and I'll send it to you gratis. But you got to email me at dadsworkshopcalvin@yahoo.com. Email me there. Yeah, man. Yeah, it would be awesome. You know, and same's here. If I ever get over to Turkey, you know, maybe if I finally get hair transplantation, you know, they could fix my hair up over there for a lot cheaper out here. That's gonna drop my numbers. All right, so let's do this thing here. I'm gonna do a saddle stitch. Whoa. I've got one what they call this a glover's needle right here, but it's not really. It's more like a regular needle. A glover's needle should be like this and have a triangular tip, right? But it's you know, a cheap sewing kit. That's gonna be part of my next video. Is I'm gonna talk about how basically my whole idea was to make leather out of animals that I find, right? Make clothing out of it and items out of it, and then use the smallest amount of money possible to make the nicest things. Yeah, man. You know, if I ever get the money up, I think it's like 10 grand over there. They'll set you up with a straight new hairline, bro. Over here, that's gonna cost you at least a half. It's gonna be 50,000. You know, something like that. Okay. Emery said, I got your dentist and hair expert ready, both relatives. Yeah. I hear they do good work over there too. I am told they do very good work. So it's a value. So let me stop, man. All right, so we're going to use this waxed linen red thread here. Yeah, 5 grand. Yeah, never mind. Yeah, 5 grand sounds right. Yeah. Is that raining out there, Heather? Sounds like rain. Weather's starting to come in. That's not good. Needed to stay over freezing today so we can get some of this snow out of the way and I can move. You know, not move, but like I can move my truck and stuff like that. Yeah, I believe it. Yeah, odds of us traveling there for healthcare higher than expected. Correct. Hey man, that's capitalism too. You can look at that in all kinds of different ways. There's nothing political about that at all. It's just straight. You know, if the price is right, and you can't get it for that here, which seems like you can't. I don't need a tremendous amount. Just about 3 to 4 times that length. So I'm thinking I'm gonna actually rewrap some of this up here. Don't roll off my table. I'm talking to the thread. That's what I do, y'all. That's why they call me Crazy Calv behind my back. Like a bunch of sissies. Instead of to my face. Like a man. Jokes aside, I've got a couple of empty places you could stay for free if you're ever to come. I got to bring Heather. Heather's got to come with me. We're a package deal. But yeah, man, if they can fit 2 people there, and we can find people to watch all of our dogs, we'd love to go on an awesome vacation. Turkey is one of the coolest places in the world, man. Tons of history. I always want to go see Hagia Sophia. That's one place I've always wanted to go my whole life. That's a bucket list item right there. All right, y'all. Needle threaded. Needle threaded. Needle threaded. Needle threaded. Needle threaded. Oh man, I can't see with that glare from that light. Let me adjust that light a little bit. It's like I almost need my angle grinder light here. Wouldn't take you in without Heather anyways. Like that was an option. Man, you're the man. See? I said the right thing. You said the right thing. We all say the right thing. Let me do this. Let me take this off for a second. I'm going to turn that light back around. I think what I need to do is I need I think I used the iron for this. I love the world where we both say the right thing. It's like when we all win at the blackjack table, you know? Kumbaya, you know? Everybody's happy. I'm gonna show y'all what I'm doing. See that? I'm gonna take it up. This doesn't have as much of a beard to it, so having that much of a beard to the thing doesn't make sense. Oh, actually, that didn't come in bad. And then I'm gonna push the awl through as well. And that's the last one there. I just line them up and then put the last fork piece of this iron in the last hole that I did, right? And we see we have our holes done there. Those don't look too bad either. That's about where I would want them. I'm going through with the awl, but I'm gonna have to go through with the awl again. All right, just to widen those out, but like skin does, it bounces back, right? So I'm actually going to turn it upside down. This is not the right side here, but it's going to help me kind of keep it in place. It's going to act like my stitching pony, which I have, but it's not as good of an angle for y'all. So we're going to use this as my angle. I've got my threaded needle here. I'm going to start with like a back stitch. I can't see that hole that well right there. There we go. Come on through. Come on through. This is how you get hurt. So I found a little trick to this is like make sure you're aiming it away from you, but put the awl into the eyelet, and you can pull the needle through sometimes doing that little trick I figured out. This knot is too big. It's gonna distort every single. Alright, now I got like a locked stitch there. Let me turn my light again so we can see a little better. And since it doesn't matter that much right now, I'm going to zoom so y'all can see if I make a miss. You can see that top line, that's going to come off. This line's going to be the new hem line basically here. Maybe it is kind of hard to see like that. Now the way they teach you saddle stitches to make a cross with it, but I think that's kind of silly. Maybe it's what I do is try to pull that thread back, pull them tight. There's a couple stitches on my apron I probably could do over again, you know. Again, this is a situation where I don't know if this is a standard technique, but what I do is take the tip of the awl and just kind of pry away from myself. I'm like real careful not to go towards myself, and usually just a little pressure works. Shout out to everybody who just won a gift membership. Pop through, you know. Say hi. We'd love to keep you, you know. We're here for you. Hopefully I didn't say anything to scare anybody off, but I know I sometimes do. Hey, you know, it's Dad's workshop here. This is not, I don't know what you want to call it. That needs to be popped back on to hold steady for me. There we go. I'll admit, sometimes I'm a firebrand. I do have opinions on things for sure. Stitch coming out good though right now. Nice and solid and consistent. Not a lot of poking around trying to find holes. That's not what you want to be doing. Again, all this leather, I didn't buy this stuff. We made this here in Dad's workshop, y'all. From scratch. You know, this is scratch stuff. We learn stuff if we don't know it, and then we take those skills and scaffold off those skills. That's what we do. Skills tree, man. Now this is, you see, this was the same thread. The only difference is this has been, I've like oiled this leather several times so you can see it's picked up some of those oils and stuff. I don't need to do a whole lot of tying back and stitching different directions. Maybe I could stitch up a little bit this way or something. I don't know. Is there anything that needs stitching? Not really. Kind of like just stitching around stuff. It's fun, isn't it? You know, you get to start it on. I'm a little like Mr. Rogers and Bob Ross right now. Feel like I'm feeling Mr. Rogers-ish. Nah, we're gonna go back through with that. I'm not messing with that. I'm gonna go back one here. Or two. Actually, not one here. I'm gonna go back one. It's gonna be tight. These self-locking stitches, when you have to look at both sides, are kind of important because you don't have like to tie off. You don't really have to tie off as much. They're gonna hold still without that, and you know, when both sides are visible is not really a clean place to tie off. Just thought about that actually. Yeah, that's too crowded. I'm gonna put this one back through here, kind of where this is right here. I am gonna tie these off here. I guess that's what you do. Tuck. Somebody tell me what you do. Do you tuck it or tie it off? What's your method? If I was AI generated, I would put it in a poll, but I'm a human. So, how do you do it? What's your technique? That was kind of stupid. That's all of that I'm going to be doing. Come back through with this here. It's already a little sloppy looking. I don't like it. I should have just stopped at the end there. The other side is like not very good looking now. I'm going to do like an overhand knot here. Hey, what's up there, Rob? What did we see here? Frontier style, that's right, man. Yeah, frontier style. Oh, well, I didn't go far enough back here. I need to go back. Hold on. I'm gonna put one stitch. I'll have to go back and do the whole thing over. Yeah, no, I'm gonna leave it like that. I think it might be. I can probably get out of this cleanly. How did I end up doing that? How did I end up skipping a stitch right here? That was stupid. I'll learn, you know, in time. Oh, by the way, that's why it's ugly, y'all, because I just learned how to sew. Okay, so don't judge me. All right. It is rugged looking. Camera don't help it. I can tell you that right now. The camera does not help. What I'm gonna do is I'm actually gonna slice this all off right here. Okay, watch. I'm gonna do it right now. This is all coming off. I might have to stitch a little bit on the end here. That's a little bit close to the edge. Maybe I pushed it a bit, you know. And this is really the bottom, so this is like this. What the heck just happened? All right, oh, I get it. There's a bit on the loose side there. All right, we got a new like hemline, but it's ugly as hell. All right, let me clean some of that up here. Probably pull some stitches here. I might have to later on just get Miss Heather for her stitch puller. Function over form, y'all. Function over form. That's what we're going to call it today. Whatever is my final verdict on it. So like one side is uglier than the other, but I think it's pretty secure. Yeah, pretty secure. So I said that was the bottom. This is the top. That is the ugly side. Let's flip this thing around so y'all don't have to look at the ugly side. It just make me self-conscious. But for now, I need to actually take this a bit. I'm going to move the camera down. I'm actually going to file this a little more and try to sharpen a bit. But as I usually do, let me do the right thing here and not be ADHD about this and take these little threads and unthread these little needles, or just like throw them around the room, I guess is the other thing I could do. I'm unthreading these needles because I will forget and they will just like either end up stuck in me or lost. And I made this special little needle pouch. This is the first thing I ever sewed, which was like 3 weeks ago. I made this little needle pouch, and so I try to use it, and it worked. It's worked really well for me. Now that I know how to sew a little bit, I'm kind of like going after it, you know. I'm trying to learn the stuff. Hey, Mike. Oh, do I got to speak up? Hey, how's everybody doing? Welcome. Mike is making stuff. Mim's in the chat there. Thanks for being here. We're zoomed in a lot. I get it. Let me move that thing. Hold on. I'm gonna get to it. Just give me 1 second. I promise I'll get you all a good view. Come on. There we go. All right. Got the thread off the needle. Put in my little needle pouch. First sewing project there. This was what we did. We put a new hemline on here, which was hideous. It started out looking really good. Like it looked okay on that side. Then when I tried to tie it back, I did too much. Oh, nah, it's okay. I'm going to zoom it out. Or not. There we go. Okay, thanks everybody. Sorry. Hey, double tap that screen, like this video. My name's Calvin. This is Dad's workshop. We've been working on this hatchet, doing the stuff that we need to do to, I've kind of neglected it for a little bit. Ooh, look at that. I put that in there. I don't like that. I don't like that. Where's my sandpaper? Gotta be careful with vices, I guess. See, I'm getting picky about my woodwork. Starting to sound like some people I know. Y'all see that? Oh, can't have that. We cannot have these vice-shaped marks in our wood, man. Doesn't look profesh like that, man. Doesn't look profesh. All right. Now I got to put more of that stuff on there because we did that. So let me get my little napkin. I've got some pre-mixed tung oil and mineral spirits over here. I'm going to put on that spot that I just had to sand. Oh, I kind of like the way that looks. I wonder if it'll look more weathered now. There we go. Don't hate it. Don't hate it at all. Oop, I don't want to get tongue oil on that. That was something I said earlier. So I might, this is what I was thinking I would probably have to do today would be take this stuff, which is my aftercare leather treatment. Like after I've made leather, this is the material I use to condition it. It's beeswax and blah, 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 blah. Peppermint oil. A lot of different stuff. Am I speaking loud enough? And I want to make sure I because I've been treating the leather with that on the handle to make sure that it doesn't I don't want it taking in tongue oil, you know, as little as possible. I don't want the tongue oil in the leather, that'll make it brittle. Shout out to Dacian, who got 50 memberships today for folks in the chat and around the universe who are Dad's Workshop watchers, either sometimes or a lot. They got memberships, and so thank you to Dacian for that. Big thanks to Dacian for that. I'm going to keep going for a little while longer. I got a bunch of other stuff to do in here, but the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to actually file this blade a little bit more by hand, and then maybe a little sharpening. The thing is this thing is made from scratch, and so if you don't take a whole, can you hear me now? Good. Glad you can hear me. Glad you can hear me. This thing is, you know, made from scratch. This was springs from a car, I think. So Ron forged this in his shop, and it got to me. Once it got to me, I had to cut a piece off because it was there was some delamination here where there was a break like almost all the way through the axe, right? So as it was pretty, it could have broken off on me at some point. So we got rid of that and we made it into this kind of chisel shaped thing, which is all right. You get a lot of surface area from that. Kind of be surprised at how much surface area there is. And then that's from there we made a handle out of ash. We used a squirrel to make the grip. Lots of different stuff, man. That's what we do in Dad's Workshop. Lots of different stuff. All right, let's file this blade a little bit and then move on to the next thing, y'all. Speed square, which as y'all can hear is made out of plastic and not metal. I don't have that much expensive stuff in here. Couple things. Let me speak up. What I'm trying to do is I've got a tapered edge here. I want this a little flatter, and then I want kind of an edge here. But I had to take it. I took the bench grinder, and ground it down here a bit to taper that down on the advice of somebody who seems to know what they're talking about. So we'll see. This hatchet is meant for debarking stuff. So this is really a good surface area for this thing. I don't want to take huge swaths of bark off of trees. Watch the guys in South America who used to take the bark off of trees to take pitch. That's kind of what I want my axe to look like, you know. And theirs weren't a lot bigger than this. It's about the same size. What's up, Mike? How's everybody doing? How's Rob doing? How's everybody doing today? Double tap that screen, like this video. That right there is the 40th like. Y'all see that? That's magic. It just happened right when I said it. Just like right when I said it, it happened. It was straight up magic. Am I speaking up enough? Now, super happy with this hatchet. Love this hatchet. I maybe need to take that, straighten that blade out a little bit. I don't mind a little of the weathered look. Like, I like the way the spring steel looks with the little patina and stuff kind of in it. But I also like it kind of going clean to the blade, you know. I don't know. Just preference, I guess. Magic. Chat's working, Rob. Just nobody has anything to say. Everybody's kind of tired, probably. That wasn't a dig, was it, Rob? Was that a dig? Yes, that's right. Nobody's speaking, Rob. That's correct. Miserable buggers. Well, maybe some of them enjoy the content. Seems like it's kind of winding down. I might pass on the next couple of things that I was going to do and just wait till the next time, you know, because I have told people before, I don't piss in the wind, and I know how to check the vibe and like see what's going on. But I wanted to make sure that I'm super thankful to Seetin today. See how YouTube just kind of tells me it's time to go? It's all right, man. No, it's okay, Rob. It's fine. Yeah, Tammy says she's here crocheting a blanket, but she's listening. Yeah, some people are like, it's just they're just working on stuff, or they're just kind of vegging. Yeah, taking these things, I took the crochet needle to get these things back. Heather did these on the machine. These two camouflage straps for my new apron, by the way, which is part of what I wanted to do today. Tammy said, "No, keep going, please. I'll go longer. I've got a whole bunch of stuff to do. I got bunches of leather to take care of. These are going to be the straps on my apron camo. Let me show you my apron setup now, because we've already finished this job. I'll take this to the. I'll put this on the sharpener, you know, tomorrow or the next time. Always got projects here. A couple of the things I want to do in here. I want to build a buckskin hat for cutting the grass, like a nice big round brim buckskin hat. I want to make mittens. I want to make gloves. I want to make felt out of hair and actually make a felt hat, steam a felt hat in here too, like a cowboy style hat. Yes, that's right. Dacian said, not every day is the same, man. That's right. That's right. Yeah, we got to be thankful and appreciative. Got lots of leather to work here too. So I have leather that needs to be scraped. I've got things that need to be put on the you call it the back of the apron. Attach the straps to the back of the apron. A million things to do just right now as we speak. Even my raccoons need to be broken a bit, because I'm going to do a raccoon skin hat very shortly too, and I'm working on a long form video. Oh, Southern Ontario. Yeah, sunny and 20 degrees Fahrenheit. We warmed up a little. It's in the 40s here now. We were in the low single digits there for a minute. Thanks for being at Dad's Workshop. My name's Calvin. Heather's behind the camera. I'm going to take a water break. I'm going to be right back doing what I'm doing. We'll probably move on to, let me show you the apron here. So here's a leather apron that I made. Now, I sewed the strap on this yesterday, so the neck strap is pretty new, but the neck strap is not sewed on properly, but that's okay. So I'm going to take this side off. It's going to get snipped, and then it's going to get sewn about right there, that neck strap. Then these basically, ooh, I scratched it. Look at that. Someone scraped it right there. That's all right though. These are going to be taken in or hemmed, and then new rivets will be put on this spot here. But this is an apron that we've made out of leather that we've tanned here in the workshop, and it's coming to a completion. But I got to put the straps on the apron. So what I decided was I wanted to do camo straps. I thought that would look good. So we're going to put these camo straps on here. They're going to get sewed onto these leather straps, and then that'll get trimmed appropriately. Can y'all see that? These will go, and it will tie in the back. The other possibility is to buckle, but then I have to buy a buckle, right? Gotta buy a buckle if you're gonna do that. So, real quick, taking a water break. Yeah, it will look original is the way to say it for sure. Yeah, so we're gonna work on that for a second. I think when we come back here, I'm gonna take a quick water and potty break here, and then we'll be back to that. I kind of want I want to make like a camo pocket on here somewhere because I got all this camo material, but we'll see. It may not look that good, and then I'll decide against it. But kind of like the camouflage. It's the redneck side of me. All right, 30 seconds. All right, coming back. Tammy says she tries to sell her blankets. Or you just started selling them, or? I'm back. Welcome back, Dad's Workshop. Yeah, I had to run to the outside there. Well, it's the country, so I can just like find a tree, but not to be gross or anything. Fertilize the trees out here. All right, so there's that, and it's deciding right now whether I want to. Oh, let me try to clip them here. I didn't bring all my clips. I should have brought all my clips out here. 2 clips ain't gonna do it here. Kit have some more in there. 1, 2, 3. That's right. Rob said, same where I live. Yeah, man. They actually like the human urine. Now I can get into that on another day. That's another one of my plant care is another one of my things. Well, we encourage everyone, if you have a YouTube, Tammy, if you have a YouTube channel, you should definitely do stuff with it. You know, keep doing it. It's hard, you know. The prize goes to the, like, hey, you know, Blackbeard the Pirate said this. This is one of the best lines ever. Someone near, I think it may have been when he was fighting Robert Maynard. Y'all may know history, but Blackbeard the Pirate's from here in North Carolina, and he was fighting to the death, like he was. They were fighting in Ocracoke over, you know, Maynard had been sent to capture him or kill him by the British Navy. So they were fighting, and someone, I guess, or at some point, someone asked him, you know, where do you hide your treasure? This was asked of Blackbeard, and he said, only the devil and I know, and the prize will go to the longest liver. This is what he said. Only the devil and I know, and the prize will go to the longest liver. That's an actual quote from Blackbeard. True story. An attributed quote. So that is not long enough, I can tell you right now. At least at this, with this much in. And maybe if I give it a little more here, it'll be long enough. But it seems maybe too short. Hey, maybe we can help you, Tammy. Tammy Fleming 7. If you are on my channel right now and you're watching, Tammy, what kind of content? You make blankets and you're a crafter or something like that? Go to Tammy's channel and subscribe to Tammy's channel right now. Leave Dad's Workshop. Go subscribe to Tammy's channel and watch something. Share a video with somebody, and then come back when you're done doing that. Post a comment and come back when you're done. We can handle it. We've had a good day today. We can spread the love out here. It's all right. People think I'm greedy or something. That's not it. I just have manners. That may be long enough if it's sewed right at that point. I'm putting it behind my back, Heather, and kind of tying it right now. And it's just a bit on the short side, but I also have another apron on right now. I don't know if that's going to free up that much space there. I would hate to do it and not have enough fabric. I wonder a way around this. Heather will probably think of something here. Another strip of leather right here might do it. I've got some of that I could probably use. And maybe just a little bit more. I don't want to take it too far down. Yeah. Oh, you out of here, man? Oh, I got to run. Oh, man. Shout out Dacian. Before you go, big shout out to Dacian for supporting the channel like you did today. Thank you, Dacian. I don't know if you rolled out already, man, but we appreciate you. We appreciate you. Appreciate you, man. So we'll keep going for a little bit here. I do have to run an errand in a bit. So here's what I got now, and I'll definitely stitch these here. This one's not holding exactly how it's supposed to. Some stitching on the pocket here, I have to go back and probably do again. Some of these saddle stitches down here are a bit loose. So I'll go back and do that again. I'm just trying to size this out and make sure I've got it, because I might have to add, you know, I could lose 5 pounds too. That's another thing I could do, I guess. All right, that ties with a basic like square, the beginning of a square knot. It's just not gonna go around the second time. So I think what I'm gonna do is actually find like a medium strip of fabric of leather to add to that, and I'm not gonna do it right now. So that's gonna be, because if I did that, I'd be searching around the room. It's not really good for the live. I'm going to scrape some hides real quick, put my gloves on, because I intended on doing that anyways, but I'm super psyched about this. Last night I was laying in the recliner with it on. I mean, I love it. It may look like homemade and stuff like that, but that's all right. We made all the leather here ourselves. Really proud of that. Really proud of that here at Dad's Workshop. Wow, that rain is taking all the warmth right out of the air. You can just feel it. It is just dropped like... That is some really cold rain out there. Very, very cold rain. So welcome all the crafters out there. I'm glad that there's people here that can hang out and actually do crafts. That's the way I am too. I like to hang out with somebody who's also doing crafts, just kind of, you know, veg and do that. That's the way I like my life actually. I found that out kind of as a kid, and then as a teenager working in the photography in the dark room, and also in the shop. Like I love shop class too. Yeah, and one more time, shout out to Dacian for his huge gift today. 50 gift memberships he gave us here at Dad's Workshop. 50 gift memberships, y'all. Hey, hey, double tap that screen, folks. Like this video, because what we're about to do is we're about to take some buckskin out, and we're gonna scrape that buckskin. I'm gonna find a good angle here. We're gonna find a way to scrape some buckskin. I've got Wes's knife handy, which is what I've been using, like when I've been casually doing it. So views, we don't, you know, sometimes I gotta just like go with what I need to do and not worry about views, right? I'm just trying to move my bean so I can get it so it's visible here for big folks. It's kind of good right there. Yeah. Lots of hides to scrape. Lots of hides to scrape. This one's one of the drier ones now. Actually one of the more clean hides, believe it or not. I know they're all going to look kind of ratchet right now. This is the flesh side. So this is the grain side here. I'm going to kind of go after the grain where I can see that there's grain left. These have been put in a, yeah, we love all kinds of crafts here, man. Yep. Wes does it. Shout out Wes does it. Wes does its knife. Slightly dulled so I could do this because I like the feel of it. It didn't come dull, I just dulled it, okay? Looking for grain that's intact though. Oh yeah, okay, here we go. This needs to be pulled down too. I was pulling on this earlier. When you pull it, you see how it looks like rivers or something? Kind of hard for y'all to see from your angle, but you see that? That's because it's got to be pulled out, cinched, and all the fibers are now grabbing inward. Now it has to be teased out while there's still, you know, oils and stuff on the surface, or then it's just going to cinch back up again. It's very difficult. It's like a dance that you do with this leather. You know, I'm learning how hard it is to just make one single piece of good leather. But that first piece I made was really good. It was a young deer though, you know. So like kind of like a calf, they have supple skin, so it's easier to work with. It was small, so it kind of gave me a almost false idea of how the process is, because it was easier. I see some grain on this that I'm going to want to scrape at. I'm going to pull it up towards the top of my bean right here. See a spot of grain right there. And I find this knife is really, I'll take two hands and put it on there. It'll get the grain off real easily. Because of the curvature, it's like it just puts the pressure on the right spot. But it's not good for wide swaths, but it's good for little bits. See, Tammy, being a member here, it's a great thing. It's a great thing. Stick around. There's more people. Today was a little bit soft, a little slow here today. Well, I mean, we had a great day, but it was slow in the workshop, not a lot of conversation, you know. It sometimes it's popping in there. Lots of friends we have here, Tammy. I think you know some of these people. You know, I've seen you in other people's chats, right? Oh yeah. You got to pull these edges out, or you just lose surface area of leather. Is what happens. Yeah, oh yeah, well, I know you've been here, Tammy. Yeah, I know you've been here. I'm taking this little boot knife. This is like a boot size knife. I don't know what you would actually classify this knife as. It's a knife that Wes Does It sent me. Shout out Wes, if you're out there, if you're in the gallery maybe. Got some stuff going Wes's way soon too. All members, definitely drop your address in my email. So Dad's Workshop Calvin at yahoo.com. Send me an email. I'll drop your address so that we can send you some soap or some sort of care package of some sort. Some sort of a care package of some sort, right? How was the curry? Sorry, I'm a lurker. Ooh, I love bread pudding. Heather doesn't like it, man. I made one of my videos. I made caramel apple bread pudding. And I love just like white chocolate bread pudding or basic bread pudding too. But Heather didn't like it. Like I loved it too. I was like so into it, man. One of my favorite restaurants up in the DC area is called Mike's American Grill, and one of their best desserts is white chocolate bread pudding. Low-key one of the best restaurants I've ever eaten at in my life. I mean, they went downhill for a little bit. It's called Mike's American Grill. It's a one-of-a-kind restaurant in this big brick building. Legit, got a menu. They always have. Kind of restaurant you don't really find anymore. No, it's just called Mike's American Grill. It's not barbecue. It's a restaurant. In America, sometimes we'll call a restaurant grill, and it'll be like grill with an E. This one's been, it may even just be grill, Grill. It's been around for 40 or 50 years, this restaurant. It's built in this big brick building. Yeah, gotta have lots of cinnamon in that bread pudding, man. It's the custard that makes the bread pudding, right? It's that egg and sugar, cinnamon, like fat butter mixture, right? It's basically a custard with bread added to it. Kind of similar to like pumpkin or winter squash pies and things that you make out of pumpkin or any winter squash. By the way, if y'all didn't know this, you can use any winter squash to make pumpkin pie. You can use what do you call it, butternut squash, which a lot of people have a lot of because they grow a lot on the plants. Any of those winter squashes you can use to make pumpkin pie. A lot of people don't know that. That's that outside crunch, Rob, you know? And when you're smoking, I know you don't like barbecue, but like if you're smoking meat, right? Part of the best tasting stuff is like the outside meat because it has that crunch. Probably even if you don't like, my piano teacher, I went to school for piano. My piano teacher couldn't handle anything that had a smoke flavor or taste to it at all. He had to, all his meat would have to be roasted or fried. No, can't be even a hint of smoke at all. He would nauseate him, which I thought was interesting because I loved smoking, slow cooking meats. But that outside meat flavor, even in roasted meat, right? So if you roast meat and you do it slow, you should still kind of get that ring, and the outside meat should be pretty good. Unless you're vegetarian, and I'm definitely barking up the wrong tree with that stuff. Oh, barbecue sauce flavor. Yeah, so barbecue sauce has like it's a combination of spices, but also, what do you call that? Molasses, which is usually made with like beets and somewhat fermented. So it's a type of sugar, right? So there's a molasses taste in barbecue sauce. Traditional like Memphis style sweet barbecue sauce. It's very sugary. And then they add all these different spices in there, but the primary thing is the use of molasses. And that kind of creates that flavor, and actually it's also tomato based, like it's like a ketchup based barbecue with a lot of sugar. In North Carolina here they do a vinegar based, kind of like what you guys would put on your fish and chips. Here in North Carolina, that's the way they actually sauce. Barbecue sauce here is very thin. It'd be like red pepper and a few spices in vinegar, steeped in vinegar. Yeah. So here in North Carolina, the barbecue is different. Like if you think of barbecue sauce, you go to Memphis, they're going to give you something sweet, right? Here in North Carolina, they're going to give you something salty and vinegary. So there's different kinds of barbecue sauce actually. See some grain here I'm working on. That's what I'm working on, guys. I'm looking on the hide to find anywhere I can see little spots of grain like here and here, and I'm scraping at that. It's very, very tedious. Little spots like there's some grain, there's some grain. I'm scraping at those spots. Yep, so DT, Rob, you probably don't like Memphis style ketchup based barbecue sauce. Like I bet if you had like a real North Carolina barbecue sandwich with like just a base of vinegar based barbecue sauce, you might not hate it. But I don't know, maybe not. I don't know what your palate's like. You know. This isn't grain, but it is schmutz build up on this part of the hide here. I think this needs to be gone after with the draw knife probably. Like a big wide swath of stuff that needs to be scraped pretty good. There is a little grain towards the bottom here. Yeah, so like but listen, Rob, our barbecue here in North Carolina is a mostly vinegar-based barbecue sauce. There's no sweetness to it at all. It's like vinegar with a couple of basics. It depends on where you get it from, like salt and pepper and, you know, basic stuff. Sometimes it's like some chili powder or some chili. I've seen it with crushed red pepper in it. Just vinegar. Basically, it's steeped with it, so you put a bunch of crushed red pepper and vinegar, throw a little tiny bit of sugar and salt in there, and then they let it sit in there and kind of like the spices kind of infuse in there, and that's what they would call barbecue sauce here. Rad Outdoors, thanks. I'm glad I caught your eye. Right now, what I'm actually doing is scraping buckskin. So I'm actually working the leather to where I can use it, because right now this is still in the finishing process. So I'm scraping, I'm on the grain side of this piece of leather. It's buckskin, so I've scraped off most of the grain, but there's still some grain remaining on there. So what I'm trying to do, Rad Outdoors, is I'm trying to get all of the spots where there's little pieces of grain scraped off so that I can use this piece of buckskin. It's not ready yet, you know. But thank you. This is a deer hide, by the way. So this is deer leather that's been partially tanned with oak tannin. So I put it into, I cooked an oak tannin bath, and it sat in there for a few weeks. And then in a couple other different things, it went through a process, and it's now in the drying process now, which is the final kind of stages of preparation for the hide to be used in as like a fabric, you know. But I have learned that if you don't go through these things and you try to use it, it's like wood that's not completely dry. It's gonna change shapes on you. You use green wood, you have to accommodate for that, right? If you're a woodworker. You wouldn't even taste the sugar, Rob. It would be just enough to make it taste like a sauce and not straight up vinegar. It wouldn't be a lot. I knew a lot of people would put sugar in their spaghetti sauce. I never cared for that. I don't know why you had to make it. It always kind of grosses me out to think that we're trying to make spaghetti sauce sweet. It's just like, I just don't understand that. I know people do it. Even Italian people do it, I think. Why? Like, somebody's going to argue with me on here. That's fine. Rad Outdoors says, that's awesome. I'm about to tan another one myself, wanting to make a sling bag. I'm looking for a pattern. Yeah, well, we've done a couple things. We haven't done a sling bag yet. I'm working on an apron right now. I can show that to you, Rad Outdoors, since you're in the chat and you had the sense to like say hello, which we appreciate. So here's a leather apron that I'm working on, Rad Outdoors. I tanned all this leather myself. This is deer full like grain leather here, like that has the grain, right? This is buckskin. This is raccoon right here. All right, and then earlier we worked on my axe, which has a squirrel right here, right? And then this is deer and raccoon on that. So I tan a number of different kinds of animals. It's like I have a little kind of small home tannery here that I kind of picked up over the last couple months. Just learned it, but dived into it head first for sure. Oh yeah, it would. You gotta, I think it takes about 7 deer hides to make a jacket, a proper jacket. Right? And it would be fairly light unless you lined it, because deer hides are a very light, very thin leather. They're not weak. Don't get weak confused with thin. Thin just means thin. It breathes really well. And you can always line things, right? So if you really want the heat, you do try to save the fur or whatever. That's okay. But generally, you're probably better off just actually getting the leather and then adding a lining to it, because you're going to get a more workable, permanent garment, really. Yeah. Did I just freeze? I like this knife that Wes sent me for this, because I can even go one-handed and not feel real unsafe about it, because it's I can get short, faster strokes. But if I really want to get something off, I can also put both hands and my body weight on it, and it scrapes that grain right off. So it's kind of like a small fleshing knife. And I haven't had problems with it oxidizing or causing any rust on it, so it's really clean. Yeah, man. So Rad Outdoors, welcome. You should definitely subscribe and hang out with us again, you know. More often, you know what I mean? Yeah, I got several deer hides. You want to see them? Since I'm here. They're all little ratchet looking right now. You know, I got these ones behind me. This one's alum tanned, right? This is a whitetail behind me here. That's fur on. I don't want to damage it pulling it out of there. It's pretty supple too. This is a fur on whitetail that I did. I'm really fond of this one. I've slept under this one before when it was cold. Liked it a lot. Liked it a lot. You all see that? And then, so you saw that one. I got a whole bunch more hides over here. This is another deer hide here. Bark tanned in it has a lot of grain still left on the side. This is buckskin. Bark tanned in oak bark. Oh yeah, man. Definitely. Oak bark tanned here, and needs to be scraped some. You can see there's still grain on this side. We're working at this one still. This has gone into a fat liquor mixture. It's been sitting in that for a couple days, and then I've been on and off drying it. And this is the big boy, I think. This is one that's really been a bear. Not literally. It's actually a deer, literally. Here's the neck, so you can kind of get an idea of the size of this deer, right? It goes all the way down to my feet. So this was a huge deer. Very hard to get this grain off here. It's been tanned twice. I tanned it, and I flushed it out with caustic soda and water. Emptied all the tannins out of it, put it back through the tanning process again. So now it's buckskin. I've scraped off all of the grain that I, initially, even though it probably could use some grain scraped again. And it is the heaviest deer hide I have, the thickest deer hide that I've come into contact with, maybe ever seen in my life. It is, I'm sure there's bigger, but this deer weighed maybe over 250 pounds. The hide itself weighed like 50 pounds. My members live tomorrow, I'll probably be around 1 o'clock, 12 to 1 o'clock in that neighborhood. That's what we'll say. How about we go for, let's go for 12:30, Tammy. Members only live, 12:30. It'll be members only chat. Anybody can come, but you got to be a member or a mod to, so to remove the hair, you can do a bunch of things there, Rad. And just to preface this with, I'm not an expert. I'm an amateur at this. I haven't even been doing it a long time, but I've been doing a lot of it, especially recently. Here's the way that you remove the hair. Best way to do it is to kind of let the thing sweat with other hides, or let it just get funky. Put it in a bucket with some, it's cold outside is the problem right now, so it's not getting warm. So here's what you do. Take ash from your fireplace and make sure it's not coals, it's ash. And put it into a bucket and slurry it with water. And then put your hide in that slurry of ash and water. This is a way you can do it without buying stuff. The other way to do it is buy builder's lime and make your own liming agent. But the traditional way is to use ash from the fireplace, especially if you only have one hide. Absolutely, you can use ash. So get the finest ash you can find, mix it with water. What you're basically making is sodium hydroxide, a lye mixture. There's a whole bunch of different ways to do this. Put your hide in that lye mixture, in that ash water. Let it sit in there for overnight and let that work on those fibers. And then see how easy the hair pulls out. It should come out fairly easy. If it doesn't, let it sit in there longer. And the other way that the tanners used to do it back in the day was they let the hide rot, right? They let that thing sweat. So if it gets warm in your area, I don't know where you're from, put that hide where it can kind of get, the bacteria will work on it for a little while. If it's over 50 or so, 60 degrees, put it in the sun. Let it sit in the sun, let it putrefy a little bit, and that hair will slip right out, dude. You'll scrape it right out, no problem. Go with the grain. So go with the grain. So if this is the hair, right, I'm trying to remove, I put it in it's been putrefying or whatever, stinky, for a while. It stinks. I pull on the hair, it should come right out. I'm gonna go this way. Y'all see that? I'm gonna go with the hair with my draw knife or my fleshing knife. Don't go against the hair because you'll rip your grain. Go with that hair, okay? Yes, the lime water that you make with ash is not as caustic as like sodium hydroxide lye, which I have here as well. I actually have lye. It's food grade, but it's extremely dangerous. It can absolutely kill you and kill you slow. So you have to be careful. Like food grade lye is what I have. Sodium hydroxide. Calcium hydroxide is what you want. Dad's Workshop, we got all the raw materials here. We don't play around. This is sodium hydroxide, or I think it's NaOH3 is what we would call this. Also referred to as caustic soda. It is a very dangerous chemical, This is sodium hydroxide, approximately a 75-pound thing of it. I used this, but here's what it did to the hides. It made the skin super brittle. What you want to use is calcium hydroxide, and you can make that chemically by taking oyster shells or any sort of marine shells and burning them at a high temperature. Crush them up, burn them at a high temperature, And then that shell material that you end up with, that powder, if it's broken all the way through and it's white and chalky all the way through, that's calcium hydroxide. Sorry, this is organic chemistry, guys. And use that calcium hydroxide will remove the hair safer. Hey, Gage, what's up, man? Think somebody got you a membership. Somebody bought us 70 memberships, 20 yesterday and 50 today. So a lot of folks got memberships. We're going to do a members-only chat tomorrow. We're doing really well. We're doing really well. So that's a big buckskin I have right there. And then I've got a couple other little hides. I don't know if I showed you this. This should roughly be the color of the buckskin when it's drying and it's finished. This is what it should look like. This kind of burnt orange. If it's been bark tan, like I bark tanned this with oak bark, so it's gonna be a burnt orange. And then I've smoked hides too. Check out my video. I got a long form video of this stuff. They got rid of the wrenches. Who got rid of the wrenches? Yeah, this is lye as opposed to lime. Lime is you know this. I'm not trying to insult your intelligence, Rob. Lime is calcium, CaOH, right? Calcium hydroxide. And lye is NaOH, sodium hydroxide. They're in the same family. They're both considered like caustic soda, but they're not the same basis. Like sodium hydroxide is got some different qualities to it, and I think for leather it's not very good. I used it on my last batch, but I'm going to go back to using ash again, because the grain on my leather that was so beautiful that I worked so hard for was splitting off and all these different things, and I think the fact that I used sodium hydroxide played a part in that, unfortunately. Anyways, guys, we've had a great time here today. We did a lot for this beautiful axe. We changed the scabbard up on this guy, fixed it, and repaired that, put a new hemline on that. We did a lot of stuff in Dad's workshop. iPhone 4. You probably got memberships on both your accounts, Gage. Somebody bought 70 memberships, so you probably, I wouldn't be shocked if you got 2 memberships, Gagey. This is a different account than I usually see you on, so. Yeah, I think you probably have maybe memberships on both. Look, his 50 memberships thing is still going. See that? Shout out to Dacian here, Emre Turan TR from Turkey, man. He sent us 50 memberships today, dude. 50 memberships. Not a small thing. And then yesterday he sent us 20 memberships. So shout out to Emre Turan out there in Turkey. Big time friend of the program. Super big friend of the program. Yeah. Looks like we're slowing down here. I'm freezing up on this. I'm gonna say goodbye now, folks. Love y'all. Appreciate you. Hey, do the next right thing. This is Dad's Workshop. I'll see y'all tomorrow, approximately 12:30, and we'll have a good session then. Be nice to people. Shout out to Emre Turan, Dacian out there in Turkey. Shout out to Pilato for sending those memberships yesterday, and also to Mike Osborne for his membership, and Cedar for their new memberships. See you tomorrow. Y'all take care. Do the next right thing. This is Calvin.